one would think that a gang stalking operation would take a lot of strategy, a lot of thinking behind it. However, it's actually really simple. The only thing that the participants of gang stalking operations have to do is do their part in conditioning the person for their mind to behave in a certain manner. What do I mean by this? Well, let me explain to you exactly how they build the illusions that every cough that you hear is just for you. Every jingle of the keys is just for you, or every fast wave of the hand is for you. It is only an illusion or a trick of the mind to convince you that every single person is following you. Throughout the 7 years that I have been gang stalked, during these years, I was confused most of the time. I really wasn't understanding. I didn't used to understand what went on. There is a heaviness in the psychological aspect in the confusion. So if you're confused, it is you cannot see what's actually going on. You are unable to see what the tricks are because you are completely lost in your thoughts. You are having all kinds of different theories that do not allow you to see the truth because all of these emotions, all of these memories, all of these thoughts are literally blocking your sight. They're blocking your logic. They are covering it up with a narrative that is really, well, that is their creation. Now, the narrative is created by having the mind behave in a certain manner. For example, have you be continuously thinking about gang stalking? There is a way to make you obsessed about it. Also, you will not be able to focus on anything else other than the gang stalking itself. So whenever you are trying to focus on something, your mind will all of a sudden just try to pull you away from what it is that you're focused on, and it will make you wanna, and it will pull you back into a thought of gang stalking. You will even feel your eyes move away, or you will just be bombarded by thoughts and memories of this. Also, regardless of where you are at, you can just be like literally anywhere, and then you will be hearing things that keep you thinking of gang stalking, such as the coughs, the fast movements, the gang stalking grins. And let's just start with that right now. So first of all, there is actually a way to keep your mind continuously thinking with gang stalking. This is actually really, well, it is actually really simple to do. However, it takes doing that for an extended period of time. And by that I mean it takes having you think of gang stalking for an extended period of time. Yesterday was my conditioning day, where gang stalkers were actually the whole entire day where I had gang stalkers doing these things, the conditioning, in order to have my mind work the way that they wanted to do it. And this is how they do it. So first is that at the store, whenever I would think of anything that was not gang stalking. Like if whenever I would have a smile on my face or talk about anything else, um, my coworkers would literally say things, either cough really loud, or they would just say something that sounds like "shut up," or let's say that I would be trying to have a conversation with a coworker, they would like immediately look at their phone. So this is in order for you to keep thinking about them. Whenever any of the participants of the operation sees that you are thinking about anything else that is not what they want you to think about, they are going to do everything possible to keep you thinking about it, such as implying you to um, shut up, uh, walking by you really, really close, um, hitting you, not hitting you like in a way that can get them in trouble, but I guess accidentally. Uh, how do you say, what's that word? Crash against you, bump against you, accidentally bump against you, and say, oh, sorry, you know, in a way that says that they're not sorry. Or possibly, if they have been using some keywords, they're going to be using these as often as possible, just so that you keep thinking about about the gang stalking participants, about the people that participate in the gang stalking operation. Now, that is the first part. So what this does is exactly that. So whenever you are going around, right, and let's say that I'm trying to focus, if I'm trying to focus and I'm thinking about anything else, guess what my mind is going to do? My mind is going to away to pull myself away from whatever it is that I'm thinking that has nothing to do with gang stalking. That is exactly what's gonna happen. And so that is the conditioning of the mind in order to keep it thinking of gang stalking. Now, I'm going to talk to you about the conditioning for the signals. I was wondering, why is it that there are some things, that I always notice? Um, and by that, I mean, I'm going to tell you a story of when I was when I was going to my mom's house. I went to Vaughn's. I was going to get her some wine. And then what happened was that, I, like usual, thought I was being gangsta. But then I received a new, I was able to get more clarity. And by that, I mean more clarity in the aspect that I noticed what my mind was doing. I was just walking to the wine section, and I literally felt how my mind picked and selected sounds and voices from my surroundings that followed the gang stalking narrative. So if someone coughed, my mind accentuated the cough. If someone jingled their keys, my mind pretty much, it's almost like it literally got connected to the keys, and then it just made the sound a lot, like if it made it sound like if it was purposeful. Also, it does that with the words that the gang stalkers use. Not only that, but if they use objects, I felt my eyes literally pull away by themselves to that item that gang stalking used. So then, how was this possibly done? So, I'm gonna explain it to you. There is a part in gang stalking where everything that you see or that you consider true, such as the coughing, the jingling of the keys, or an item was placed there, purposefully by a participant, uh, of your gang stalking operation, it is because during the conditioning time, you are going to be, all of these sounds, all of these things are going to be imposed on your mind. So you're going to be bombarded with people coughing. You are going to be bombarded with people jingling their keys. You're going to be bombarded by these items being placed. And so this is going to be done to you time and time again. When you are feeling, when the participants of the gang stalking operation are actually, in being when they are being incredibly rude to you, when the participants of the gang stalking operation are being mean, when perpetrators, participants are trying to make your day tougher, when those people are doing that to you, you will be continuously find yourself in a negative mood. And this mood stays there, tied to the sounds. The mood stays to the negative mood stays tied to the items. The negative mood stays tied to the hand signals, to everything that those people want you to, want you to feel or to know that is part of the gang stalking narrative. So that is literally the conditioning. That's exactly what is supposed to happen. So you have been conditioned to have the abundant of coughs, of jingling of the keys, to pretty much condition you to always pay special attention to those. So if you have a negative emotion, if you have a particular thought, exactly at the time where what they're doing, the sound or the trigger, whenever you hear that, you're going to recall the negative emotion with the thought that you had during that time. And not only that, but because you have been exposed to this sound so many times, your mind will literally pick it out from anywhere that you are standing, anywhere in the world. Your mind is going to be looking for these sounds, and it's going to be paying a special attention. And once you hear it, it is going to bring up the emotion and the thought with it. That is exactly how that illusion is built. Now, when you are being conditioned, that is how it goes down. The curious part of it, though, is that the conditioning is actually really fast. For me, my conditioning was the entire day. I worked hard as hell at work. And I had a lot of customers and my coworkers participate in the gang stalking operation. So when that happened, um, I actually gave myself the freedom or the right to defend myself. You see, I used to be scared of defending myself because I was scared of getting myself in trouble. However, I would rather be dead than let anyone anyone manipulate me or manipulate my mind. I mean, I would rather lose my job than allow to allow anyone to infiltrate how my mind functions. I will simply not allow that to happen. I just will never lose my dignity again. And I will do anything it takes. And if I lose my job, I do not care. I will simply not allow this to happen. And this is the thing, is that I have been defending myself in the same way that the participants of the operation have been manipulating me. I simply refuse to be a victim here, and I thought I really thought to myself, well, no. Why am I going to do that? Additionally, none of this is going to corporate. None of it. I know that my boss wants to make me believe that it will, but I know it won't. And that doesn't mean that I will give myself the freedom to be well, to give me too much leeway to lose my job. I won't. I will do everything by the book. But that's just, I have to play the same game that that the that my coworkers and that some of the customers are playing. Also, in the midst of the confusion, this is what's happening. Because I have been so confused most of the time. What happened is that, in fact, everyone whom I thought was actually, well, the times that I was confused, um, is practically the time that the conditioning takes place, when you are exhausted and when you are confused. Now, when this happens, um, the whole thing with the using of the drugs is actually used to confuse you even more, because the truth is that every person that you think participates actually is participating. And when you are on your five senses and you are not confused, they behave normal. They, as in, uh, They, as in the customers and your coworkers. That's it. So, um, and the truth is that no one is going to believe you. Because this is so insanely big, and 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 the participants are counting on you being confused all the time and not knowing left from right. So, to be honest, don't waste your time trying to tell the government. Don't. Because literally no one is going to believe you. The thing is that you can't stop this. You can't. But please refuse to go down without a fight. That's because that's all you can do. And like Pancho Villa said, I will rather die. I would rather live. No, wait, what was it? Give me 1 second. Like Che Guevara said, I would rather die on my feet than live my life on my knees. Anyways, this is the gang-stalking playbook, and this is the only channel with the truth about gang-stalking. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, please send me a message. By the way, please understand that the entire purpose of this channel is to help you or help targets fight, to help targets not allow these perpetrators, these participants, these people to do anything, or to help targets understand that once you know how this is all done, you can actually learn how to work your mind in a way that makes you the anti-target. You can literally train your mind to combat the conditioning that the participants of the operation are trying to impose on your mind. You just have to do the same thing that they're doing. You just have to do the same thing that those people are doing. Um, to them, and by that, to those people. By that, I mean that whenever those people interrupt you, whenever those people are playing stupid games, whenever those people are implying things, play the same game. play the same game. You have to do it in a way that doesn't get you in trouble. And you literally have to play the same game that they are doing. As in they, I mean by the participants in the operation. Once that happens, well, I'm sorry. So while I'm trying to tell you about this, I literally feel like like I am being interrupted by my own mind. However, I have to tell you that this is only part of the conditioning that I went through yesterday. Um, the oh, one more thing. In order to minimize the effectiveness of the conditioning, you have to think. Well, you cannot allow yourself to be lost in thought in such a way that you are thinking about your operation. What you have to do is literally stay in the present. And the easiest way and most effective way to stay in the present is literally just um, talk to yourself instead of be lost in thought. You talk to yourself with a in a very very small and barely um, audible whisper, because you do not want to be out and about talking to yourself, because then people will think you're crazy. So you do not want people to think you're crazy, but you do want to be able to stay in the present and not lost in thought. Because when you are lost in thought is when you can be conditioned by the participants in the operation. Now, notice that I stopped using uh, a couple of general words such as they. I'm not using they anymore. And I am not using the word gangstalkers anymore. I'm not using those to make any of these videos, and I'm stopping my mind to. I'm getting myself out of the habit of generalizing people, because that is one of the most important secrets in gang stalking. And please give me a like. Please share, and remember that this is possibly some of the best information that is on the internet. And on my next video, I will tell you why being careful of how you think, such as, or what word to use in your thoughts, such as they, them, even the word gang stalkers, can be incredibly dangerous to you and to your mental health. Bye.